This is my downhill mountain bike. It's a Kona base from 2009 and I bought it used. It came with a loose headset and as you can see, there's quite a bit of wobble. It makes the ride a little bit weird, so I went on Amazon and bought a new headset. It's a pretty nice day today, so I'm planning on riding this bike after replacing the headset. With that, let's get started. First, we empty out the air. Then, we take our bike tool. Now, we use the tool to unscrew the top cover. Next, we move on to the steel sunflower thing and take that out. With a little bit of struggling, I finally managed to take the part out. I then went on to removing the stem. After I did that, I moved on to removing the front suspension as a whole. So this silver part is not flush with the tube, so I'm going to have to unscrew it so I can lift this entire piece out. So to do that, I'm going to be using this to remove the cap. Now that it's been removed, I can work towards taking off the whole fork without much hassle. Success! So now we're going to take the spacers and the bearing thing off. As you can see, I obviously don't have all the right tools to fix this bike, but what I'm going to be doing is replacing these bearings with all these new parts right over here. So there's obviously some bad damage with this, even the balls are falling out. So here we have the old parts, and here we have the new replacement parts. Okay, I've greased them up. I'm going to place the pieces on so I can slide them all in at once. It's going to be something like this. Let's do it. Now that I've got it all put back together, I'll put the spacers back on. The build is looking good so far, so I'll go ahead and reassemble the rest of the fork. Perfect. Alright, finally got everything back on. And now we will finally stick this last part in. And then we'll take the bike for a test ride. Alright, finally got the bike back together. As you can see, the new parts are on. There's no more wobble. All tight, everything's good. Since it's nearing the end of the day, I'm going to go take this for a test ride tomorrow, and then we'll see how it performs. It's now the next day, and I'm on my way back through these gorgeous trails. Let's just take a few moments to enjoy the scenery. Now that we're deeper into the trail, I've found the first feature that I'll test out the bike on. It's a tiny hike to get up the hill, but in the end, it's definitely worth it. That was it for this feature. So now we'll trek deeper into the forest to look for more things to test the bike on. This is the first jump that we'll be testing the bike on. That felt pretty good, and the new headset hasn't failed on me yet. So now we can move on to bigger jumps. This is the next jump. It's the biggest jump in this trail, so it's good for testing the headset under more pressure. As you can see from this clip, there's no weird noises coming from the bike and it's just smooth sailing. Now there's just one last test, and it's this downhill route section. It handled the roots perfectly, so now here's another quick jump test, just for good luck before I make a full run down this trail. With that out of the way, it's time for one more final run from top to bottom. That was definitely a worry-free experience. Everything held together, so I can now confidently say that the fix-up went well. With this in mind, I look forward to future trips with this bike. But for now, that's the end of this video, so thanks for watching and see you in the next one.